YouTube, it's Maya Simone here, and today I'm making this video about how I got my dream car myself at 19 years old. In regards to this video, this is how I got my car. It's to each his own. Everyone's process is different, so the way that I got mine might not be the exact way that somebody else gets theirs. I'm just explaining how I did it. And also, when it comes to a dream car, it does not matter if it's a Nissan, a Chevrolet, a Honda, a Mercedes, a Audi, anything that you're putting your money towards in an investment of yours, that makes it your dream car, period. Your dream car. So, when it comes to buying my dream car, the first thing I did was I set a goal. I made a plan. This was around May of 2018. I said, okay, boom, I know what I want. I'm gonna go big or go home. You know what? You got one life. Why not? I'm not gonna sell myself short. I'm gonna get what I want. So I said, okay, bet. I'm gonna plan to get my car at the end of the year, which would have been December of 2018. So at the time I started Googling, I did my research. I made sure whatever car you get, make sure you do your research on it. I did all my research on the car, the maintenance, all that stuff. Turns out BMW has extremely high maintenance. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a loophole. I'm gonna find, make something shake, because that's not gonna work for me, period. I had sat down, I said what I wanna get, how I was gonna get it, I sat down and thought about all that stuff. A major thing that plays a role, whether you're buying or you're leasing a car, is your credit. Credit is so important. Literally so important. Not even just now, but for the rest of your life. Like, not even just you trying to get a car. You get a car, a house, anything. Credit's important. I was lucky enough for my parents to teach me about credit at a young age, to where they told me that with good credit, you can get anything in this world. Like, literally, good credit is everything. So I felt like, okay, now is the best time for me to start building my credit. This is when I'm trying to get me a car, so it's now or never. Let me go start building up right now. So at the time, I was with a regular chain bank, and I completely closed that bank out, and I did my little research, and it turned out that it was smarter to go through a credit union. Credit unions have amazing benefits down the line. Different credit unions vary when it comes to the benefits, but the one I went through, it was very good. Credit unions are privately owned banks, which makes them different from chain banks. Privately owned banks they just run things differently. Like, they help you later get a house and with loans and stuff like that. Just look into it, do your research on a credit union. So I ended up going and opening up getting my first credit card. I got your basic, credit limit. And I made sure whatever my limit was, I only spent no more than 20% of it a month. It does not look good building your credit when you're just maxing out your credit card and then paying right back off. Rather you're paying it like on time or not, it just doesn't look that good to, max it out just to pay it back off. So I made sure I spent no more than 20%. I think online or something it says try to do no more than 30, but I just stayed on the safe side for myself and I did no more than 20. So I had paid that back off at the end of the month, and I look up and my credit is like building. Like, it's just building and building and building. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, bet. So I was like, okay, cool. I knew that once, the credit was out the way. Sidebar. If you do have bad credit though, I am with a credit repair agency. It's very legal. It's like legit. I do not know any of your private information or anything, but it helps you dispute a lot of debt off of your credit score. And it's no commitment. Like, there is no contract where you have to pay for so many months or anything like that. You can quit whenever you want to. So I'm gonna put my information down below, like my email, and you guys can just email me if you're interested, and I can give you a phone call and we can go through that stuff. But anyways, back to this. So boom, credit was out the way. Then I thought about down payment. When it comes to a down payment, do not do no crazy amount for a down payment. Don't think about putting no $8,000 down. Like, it's a lot. And most of the time, putting more money down means you're gonna get a lower car payment. False. Sometimes it only decreases your payment by like $12, $13, $15, something like that. Like, it's not gonna do much for you either way, if we're being completely honest. I said I was not putting down no more than $2,000. I will put down less, by all means. I'll put down less, but I am not putting down no more than $2,000. So after that, I started putting money to the side with my job. and I look up and I had $2,000 saved. I was like, yes, like everything is in order, everything is lined up. I made sure I did not run my credit over and over, because every time you run your credit score decreases. Do not go to different places and keep running your credit and running your credit and running your credit. That stuff is so, it's just, that will decrease your credit score. Just get you a little Credit Karma app or something just to look at it, see if it's dropping or, you know. Oh, but also with those apps like Credit Karma, sometimes they are way off. Like literally way off. So don't always completely trust that app. Like I just looked at to see, okay, maybe it's rising or maybe it's dropping. But for me, it wasn't that far off when I officially went into BMW to check my credit score. It wasn't that far off. You can always go to Experian or Equifax or whatever to see your official credit score. But yeah, the little secondhand apps checking your credit, they are sometimes really inaccurate. And also those payment calculators, those down payment calculators, and those car payment calculators and all that stuff online, they are so off. You will never know what you get or what you're gonna have until you actually go into the place and see. So when it goes to looking around and going to different dealerships, you're going to hear no so many times. Like no is probably going to be your favorite word, like for a little while. But let me tell you, sometime more no's is going to lead up to something amazing at the end of the day. Like do not let no discourage you. Maybe that just wasn't meant for you at that time. Who knows? There's something better for you down the line, you know? I know it's so easy to hear no and think, okay, dang, like this, it disappoints you. It's like a real bad disappointment. Like, dang, like I did all this and they said like, you know, I couldn't get what I wanted or da-da-da-da-da. No, it just means that maybe at that time, that wasn't the time for you. So anyways, around September or August, I look up and I had all my ducks in a line. Like I literally did all this over a summer. I built my credit. I put my down payment to the side. I said, wow, like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready for December. December, I'm getting my car. I sit down with my dad and we talk about it. And my dad was like, okay, well, let's go into BMW, see where you stand. We're not going to get the car that day, but let's just go in there, see where you stand, and make sure that everything's okay for you to get the car in December. Because my dad said he'd hate for me for December to come up and boom, I can't get the car, something else, I needed something else, or da 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 da. So he said, let's just go in there, see where you stand, make sure everything's in order to need your car in December. So around September, in about September, I think it was actually like, yeah, it was September the 26th. I went in to check and see, you know, where I stood with my car at BMW. They ran my credit and everything like that for me to lease my car, and it turned out leasing would have made my payment so high. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I'm sitting here, I'm so upset. I was about to cry. I'm like, no, like I planned this. Like, I don't understand. Like, I Googled everything. I made sure everything was okay. Like, what happened? What could have possibly happened? I did not see this coming. They said that if you do this and do this and do this, then I'm going to be able to lease and have a great payment. But it turned out leasing would make my payment super duper high. And I was like, I was about to be in tears. But my dad told me, don't do that. You know, like, don't do that. This is exactly why we came in here. So we can make sure, you know, what's going on for December to come up. So I was talking to the car salesman, and it ended up, he was like, how about you looking at buying? And I was like, buying? Like, no. I was like, no, like, I can't do that. Like, no. I did not plan on buying a car. And if I did, at the time I was like, okay, I'm going to give me a 2016, 2017. Rather I leased or bought the car, I was like, I want a 2016, 2017. It's only smart. There's no way I can get a brand new car. So I look up, he's running numbers. I said, okay, well, I guess we could just see. My dad was like, let's just see, Maya. Like, it doesn't hurt to check and see what it's going to be like. So he runs numbers, he does the credit, all that stuff. Boom. This man says I got a 1.9 interest rate, y'all. 1.9. I was like, it was something that I could not pass up on. I was like, a 1.9 is out of this world amazing. My dad even sat there and said he was like, he's never seen that in his life. Someone get a 1.9 interest rate. And especially, I'm 19 years old and I just got a 1.9. I could not believe it. So next thing you know, I'm sitting here, he's sitting here talking numbers and all this stuff. Everything going in and in low-key in one ear and out the other because I'm just so in shock at the moment. I'm trying still not to get my hopes up because I was like, anything could go wrong. But then, and I'm texting my boyfriend like, oh my God, like this could go wrong, this could go wrong. I'm here, like I'm just not. And he was like, don't think so negative. Quit thinking negative. You never know what's gonna happen. So I look up and this car salesman is swerving around different choices of BMWs for me to pick out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I had plans on getting a like 2016 BMW, a convertible. I wanted a convertible so bad. But let me tell you something. When it comes to you getting a car, you better think about that insurance too, because that insurance is not a joke. Like, insurance plays a huge role. When you're under 21, that makes you a really high liability. So already your insurance is going to be a little bit higher. Getting a coupe, that makes your insurance a little bit higher because it's like a sports car. Getting a convertible, your insurance is going to skyrocket. It's going to skyrocket. Them convertibles, they do something else to your insurance. Basically, at the time, all the odds were against me when it came to insurance. I was under 21. I had it was a brand new car. It was a 2019 and we were in the year of 2018. And it was a BMW, so it was a luxury car and like it was a foreign car. So, and it was a coupe. Basically every odd that there was against me in that moment. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, but he swerved around the coupe. He did the numbers. The payment was it was a really good payment for the car I got. I got a 2019 BMW and it was 2018. It was white. It's white. It's beautiful. My car is beautiful. I love it. Like, I take so much pride and joy into my car. But anyways, so, I ended up needing a co-signer though, which was my dad. I did not need him for credit though, because my credit ended up being higher than his. I needed it more for experience, credit history. When it comes to getting a car, credit history does play a part to show that you know how to pay off something and like, you know, constantly pay on something and everything. So my dad did co-sign for me like about that. You might not need it though, depending on, you know, your credit history or whatever, but it does play a part. So just keep that in mind if you're going to go get a car also. But anyways, everything just seems so surreal in that moment. Too good to be true. I couldn't believe it. And next thing you know, I look up and I'm signing papers. Like, papers are being signed right now. I could not believe it. Like, I could not believe my eyes. I did this. Like, I really did this, y'all. It was amazing. It's an amazing feeling. That's all it took for me getting my car. A few tips. I'm just going to give a couple tips in the end. Do not talk yourself out of it. Don't downplay yourself. Do not just completely think negative about getting your car. Like, think positive, dude. If you don't do it now, when will you? You'll always have some excuse of why you can't do what you want to do. So it's now or never. Like, go for it. Why not? Just make sure you think it out. Everything you do is, you know, a little smart. But there's nothing wrong with taking a good risk. Like, there is nothing wrong with that. I'm months in right now and I do not struggle day to day trying to make my car payment and stuff, because at the end of the day, I thought it out. I made a plan. I executed and I got it done. So at the end of the day, just do what you want to do. Like, life is short. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know what is ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So why not? You're always gonna have a reason to talk yourself out of something. Do not let other people like talk down on you, because let me tell you right now, I had so many people talk negative about when I got my car. They made me feel bad about getting my car, which sucked. Like, it really sucked. People made me sound like I was dumb or like stupid for getting my car. But let me tell you something, most of those people, they're sitting around wishing they made that chance a long time ago, if that makes sense. I had to realize that I could not sit around and let people discourage me, because misery loves company, and people who are not in the same position as you or don't have the same things as you, especially if you're younger, they're gonna look at that as a threat to them or something. Like, they're gonna look at that and they're gonna hate on that, period. They're gonna hate on it. Like, people are always gonna have something to say. It took me a while to not let things that people said to me get to me. Like for the first couple weeks, probably like the first couple months of me having my car, I really didn't post it like that, which is crazy. I was so happy that I had my car and I love my car, but I felt like I did not want to hear all the negative comments anymore. You know, I didn't want to hear the negative things that people had to say, because there's always going to be negative people. But my dad had to really sit me down and tell me, like, there's always going to be people that's going to hate on you. The better you do, the more you're going to have haters and people that were wishing that they were in the same position as you. So at that point on, I owned it. Like I said, I got my car. I worked hard for it. This was my investment. This is the money. I put all that towards getting my car. So why not flaunt it? Why not show it off? Why not show that I worked hard for something and I did it? When I got my car, I think the greatest accomplishment of me getting my car is knowing that I can really do anything I put my mind to. All it takes is to make a plan, make sure that it's financially smart or you're financially okay with that. Just make sure you think it out, make sure it's financially feasible for you. But also, don't talk yourself out of things, don't sell yourself short. You know, you got one life. You might as well make the best of it while you can, you know? So, don't run your credit too much. We went over that tip, you know. Running your credit decreases your credit. Don't let the things people say get to you. Don't spend no crazy down payment money. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have for today. That's how I got my 2019 BMW myself at the age of 19. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, if you want to fix your credit and dispute a lot of that debt off your credit, I put my information down below. Just email me, let me know you're interested, and we'll set up a phone call and I can go through all of that with you. Thanks for watching, everybody. And like and subscribe, and bye.